Hi.
All right. So I'm sure everyone is not here for me. Wow, this is amazing to be here for this panel. We are really, really excited to have two superstars of the music business here today in the final panel of IMS this year, Jolin Tsai and Alesso. Thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'd like to do this in three sections today. For the first section, Jolin and Alesso just finished a collaboration together called I Want to Know. And I'd like to speak a little bit about that collaboration and how the work process was and just talk about that for a bit. And then second, focus on EDM in general in Asia and the importance of collaborations and crossovers, the increasing importance in these markets. And third, I think most importantly, let's open it up to questions. I think we could try to spend at least half the time on questions. I hope you guys have a lot to ask the panel here. We're very lucky to have an incredible panel, so we'll open that up pretty soon. So really quickly, for those of you who don't know, although you probably mostly do, a quick background on the artist. Jolin Tsai, since 1999, has been a top recording artist in Asia. I think over 13 albums, over 25 million sold, numerous Golden Melody Awards, and much more than that. So I don't want to take up too much time on the background, but really happy to have you here. And for Alesso, top international DJ, artist, musician, toured around the world, Coachella, Tomorrowland, every big festival, top-rated DJ Magazine, Top 100 DJ. So again, thank you so much for being here.
Sure.
So let's talk about the new song, first of all. When will it be released, actually? Do we know?
I think today. It's out.
Yeah, it's
right?
just released today.
Oh, great. So everyone check it out today, please. It's online. Is there a video as well?
Not right now, but it will be out very soon, I believe. Yeah.
Terrific. Okay, looking forward to that. So how did the collaboration come about? Whose idea was it? What was the genesis of the collaboration?
Well, from my side, I've always wanted to collaborate with, an Asian artist because that's something I've never done before, and I come here quite often and to tour here and see the culture you have, everything. It's obviously a lot different than where I'm from, and so it's like I said, it's always been something very interesting to me and something I've always wanted to do. So I've been talking to my management and my team, like what the possibilities could have been. And we talked to some of the guys from Storm Festival, and they were really up for it to help us out with that. And then I stumbled upon Jolene, and there was no question about it. Like, I heard some of her music and did some background check and see, and it felt right. There was no question about it, like that it was going to be her. So we started having a conversation about having a potential collaboration, and here we are now.
Yeah, it's thanks to the Storm Festival, and I get to know Alesso, and I know he's very talented, and it's a big honor for me to work with him. And I'm really excited for tomorrow's performance, because we both get used to go on live instead of talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. So let's talk about the recording, actually the process of recording the track a little bit. I mean, I guess, in the old days, to record a track together, people had to be in the same place at the same time in the studio to do a collaboration or a duet. Obviously, it's changed so much. You guys both have incredibly busy schedules. You're traveling around the world. You're not in the same place. So I assume the process, and given technology these days, I assume the process was quite different. Just wondering how sort of the song was moved forward, where it started, how it ended, and just going back and forth, how that happened.
Well, yeah, like you said, through today's technology, we were able to collaborate online through emails and phone calls and, sending files back and forth while we're both on these crazy schedules at the same time. So that's how it really went down. It was quite an easy process because we were both sharing the same opinion and, discussing about some lyric changes here and there, but it was very spot on all the time.
I agree.
Yeah, awesome.
How long did the process take? Was it months, a year, a few weeks? How long?
No, a couple of months, not more than 2-3 months maybe.
I think the part that Alesso choose my music to remix, I think
Oh yeah.
that might take him a bit long time,
Yeah.
right, to go through.
Oh yeah, because I
Which
also
song
remixed
to
one of her
perform?
latest songs, which was very interesting for me because I've never remixed a song that's in a
Different language.
different language than English. So
Yeah.
it was really cool to be honest.
So you remixed Play, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
And that was before.
It was during the same time. It was because we were talking about, okay, cool, we'll do this collaboration and just talking about what else I could do. And
I will do the I Want to Know, and
Yeah.
we discuss on the phone about the key and any changes that we might need.
Oh, yeah,
And then
that
he
too.
started doing the remix of the play
yeah.
at the same time. Yeah.
Question, I mean, were there any challenges? Sometimes with a cross-border sort of Western Asian collaboration, language can be an issue, but Jolin's English is perfect. I assume you communicated in English, but besides that, I guess, were there any challenges besides maybe time zones, but anything culturally or just, Asia versus West, ways of approaching creating a song or writing a song or working on a song? Any particular challenges?
No, I don't believe so. It went pretty smooth, to be honest.
Yeah, there's no big difference or difficulty for us.
Okay, so question is, this song, who is it for? Obviously, is it just you intended to create a great song for everybody, or was it for a Western audience or an Asian audience, or as you were working on it, did you think at all, as you were crafting this, here are some Asian elements, here are some Western elements, so we can bring in everything? What was the vision when you were doing that?
When I do mine, I just think of me. What do I like? Because if that piece is what I like, then I think I can perform and to send the message that I want to give my fans. So when I pick the songs from different demos, I would just base on that, my intuition. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was kind of the same, just like I said before, trying to be as creative as possible and, combine our two different worlds. So, yeah.
So it was never a conscious effort or thought to say, we need to put this Asian element in to appeal to the Asian audience, or this element to appeal to a Western audience. It was just what you felt you wanted to perform
Yeah.
and sing for your fans.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we both were up for something like this, and I think, like I said, we all both also need to be able to represent it, and whether people appreciate it or not, we need to feel certain about what we do. Yeah.
Question about the record labels. I was wondering just how supportive they were, or what their thoughts were when you came to them with this idea. I think Alesso, you're on Universal, and Jolin on Warner. And I think Eric in the last hour mentioned you had to go back to the labels and carve out certain things. I just wonder what their initial response was and their enthusiasm for this, or if it took some arm twisting.
No, that's for managers. That's why we got managers.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's why you have managers. So
Yeah.
mercifully, you don't have to deal with that
So we
issue
don't have
at
to
all.
deal with that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you would assume for a collaboration such as this that opens up whole new audiences to each of your fans, they would be behind this and pretty enthusiastic about it. Okay. So, we've seen a number of collaborations in the last couple of years between Western artists and Asian artists. We haven't heard this song yet because it's being released tonight, but preview, what do you think is unique about this that maybe makes it different from the other collaborations we've heard, or any elements in it that are different or unique or special?
Well, I think definitely for this kind of song, it's to me, it feels like an unexpected collaboration, and also the sound of the song, it's a very kind of South European / Swedish vibe to it, and to put Jolin there and have her voice and her Asian culture part in it definitely makes it unique. Yeah.
A question. I mean, you come from very different, music is music, but you come from different worlds, from Western EDM and Asian pop. Working together on this and going back and forth, just wondering if you learned anything from each other about either EDM or pop or Asia or the West or songwriting? Were there any lessons or skills or anything that you both gained from doing this together?
I think the style that Alesso has in his music, it fits with the pop music because he has lots of melodies inside, not just the single beats, repeats all the time. And he likes to make the audience feel the excitement, the positive way of what he's making. So I like the ideas. So it's very good for me to work with him. I hope
Thank you.
not only I want to know the songs, I hope we could do another new songs in the future.
Sure, absolutely.
Thanks. Stepping back from this particular track a little bit, just to look at the EDM market in general in Asia and the growth, and just the importance of collaborations like this, cross-border collaborations. Maybe we can focus on this for a few minutes. Like I said, we've seen a lot more collaborations. It seems like this trend is really growing. And I guess a reason to do this is because it's an ideal way to cross borders and boundaries and introduce new fans to each of your styles. Was that a big part of sort of the motivation for doing something like this?
Yeah, I mean, like we said, I think we're both trying to be as creative and, push the boundaries of, sorry? No, no, yeah, I mean, just like push the boundaries and do the unexpected and, keep pushing forward dance music. And I think dance music is such a wide music genre. You can combine it with so many different styles, and this is definitely one of them that I wanted to pursue. So I think in general, this is kind of the things dance music needs, just to do the unexpected all the time to keep it interesting and fresh. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think through collaboration, you could see what you don't have and what other people sees in your music, like how Alesso see or listen, reacts to my music of the play. I'm very excited when I click that. It was like download it, and I want to listen to what he thinks of my music.
Yeah.
So that's the fun part.
Yeah.
So obviously with high-profile collaborations like this, we're bound to see more. There were some before this, and there'll be other ones coming on. I guess, just in your opinion, what makes a good collaboration? What are the elements that actually make it something that people want to listen to, that engages the audience, and doesn't just seem like a gimmick or a trick to kind of latch on to either someone else's Twitter fans or Weibo fans? What keeps it authentic and feels organic rather than forced? I guess the question is, what defines a good collaboration?
Well, first of all, I think it needs to feel, like you said, organic. I don't think you can really force a situation. You just gotta have to feel like, I think, obviously when the discussion about the collaboration between me and Jolin was happening, obviously like, okay, let's see her vision, what she has to share, and then we jumped on a call, and it just felt right away. And sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't, and I think it's just a matter of feeling secure and of what you want to do, and that it just in general feels right. And the whole process has been feeling great and fun and exciting, and it was even a bigger reason why I wanted to come here and do all these shows here, and yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes is the best. A question for Jolin. I mean, one of the things at Billboard that we think about a lot is when more Asian Chinese artists can cross over into the West, US, Europe, wherever it is. Some artists have tried to do it. There's been kind of mixed success, a few very successful cases, and then a lot that haven't quite made it. I mean, first, for EDM and taking part in this genre of music, because language issues are minimized and things like that, it does seem like a great genre for Asian artists to try to be noticed or try to find fans in the US. Do you think that's a trend or a way that Asian artists can try to find a Western audience?
To me, collaboration is not only introduce me to Western audience. The most important for me is like I get to know different musicians, and because creating new stuff is what I'm really expecting for, because I like to push myself to the boundary that I never been before. So, but to different market is matter of chance or luck, I think.
Sorry?
It's a matter of luck.
Yeah.
If the audience likes you
Yeah.
or not. So, but
Exactly.
the most important thing is that you have to really put yourself inside the music and you do feel it. So the audience will get to know you better that way, to my opinion. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I think, not in the pop field, but one of the things also we think about is within EDM. I guess for both of you, the question is, Asian DJs, Chinese DJs, certainly more and more are coming up and getting better and better, and hopefully some will very soon really break on the international scene and be able to reach off to the West. Do you think that's on the horizon? Has it happened already? Is it close? I mean, where do we think we are on that sort of trend it seems like out of all genres of music, it's the most realistic to think that an Asian artist can truly find a massive Western audience. I guess Alesso.
If it happens, it happens. I was mentioned the other day, two guys that was doing really well. And yeah, we'll see. I definitely think there's a big potential for it, yeah.
Jolin, now that the Asian market has become so big over the last couple of years, is it less important to Asian artists to try to reach Western fans? Because, the fees are high here, all that. Is there just is not as much of a need anymore?
Well, I think it's always good to have more markets that we can reach. So I'm not trying to stop myself. Yeah. So it's yeah.
In our keynote yesterday, I'm not sure if you know this, but you actually have a kind of active Twitter fan base in America, in LA and New York. Yeah, they did a search on that. So certainly, there are fans all around the world
That's
following
good to
Asian
hear.
artists. Yeah. But, Alesso, looking at Asia Pacific as a market, obviously it's becoming more and more events, even to the extent that yesterday we were speaking about whether it's reached the point of saturation possibly. But that aside, how important has that become to DJs, EDM artists from abroad looking at the Asia market?
I think it's just in general incredible that I'm sitting here with you and that I have a fan base here in Asia. I never expected it to happen. So I'm just super thankful, that I'm sitting here and these incredible festivals like Storm are being, presented here. And so I don't really have any more comments there. I just think it's unbelievable. And if it gets bigger, that's amazing. Yeah.
When you perform in Asia, do you alter or change anything for the Asian audience? Is it a different, is there anything you think about the set differently or from country to country or?
Yeah, I think it's more like it's different from country to country. But if I had to mention one big difference, I think the appreciation for like big vocals, it's quite strong here. Yeah.
Well, we've got about 20 minutes or so. I think, can we open up to questions for a while, if it's okay
Sure.
with you guys? Sure. And I'm sure there are a lot of questions in the audience, so please just raise your hand and we will call on you.
Nothing.
Nothing. We can go home early. Rob?
Maybe it needs a microphone.
Is there a mic?
Hi, Rob Schwartz, Billboard Magazine, Jonathan's colleague. This is for Jolene. You're one of the biggest stars, if not the biggest star in China and Greater China. Do you have the real drive to break in America and in Europe? And if so, do you have a strategy to do that? This is obviously a fantastic beginning in that direction.
Strategy? Well, that have to ask my manager. I do hope that I can explore more of the Western market. I'm not sure it's about language or something, but I'll still do my best in Chinese pop and hopefully to do more collaboration with like artists like Alesso will help the Western world knows me better. Well, you can teach me some strategies.
Sure.
Well, you've played in Las Vegas before. I mean, that's one way to I guess you probably reach a lot of Chinese Americans or tourists,
Yeah,
but
I
also,
need more.
but also a lot of, yeah.
I think over there.
Hi, this is for Alesso. Hello, my name is Venom. I'm from OOC, a electronic music media in Taiwan. And I would like to ask that a lot of your fans know you because of the Years music video, your song Years. And is that your true story? And did you really got beaten in the club? And did you really put your dynamic demo on Sebastian Ingrosso's windshield? Thank you.
No, I didn't get beaten up in the video in reality. But it was inspired. Some parts were real, some weren't. But the main, the message behind the video was, to pursue your dreams. And I'm very blessed that I had this journey, and that was like the whole message behind the video, yeah. So some were real, some weren't.
Before we get too far away from it, I just want to get back to Rob's question really quickly with a follow-up for Jolin. I've seen, one of the strategies that some Chinese artists have been using recently that we've seen is essentially going to the US and touring cities where there's a large Chinese population. So, of course, you hit the Chinese-speaking community who knows you well, but also probably you bring in other people who are curious or have heard of you, maybe 10, 20% of the audience. We've seen that with a couple of artists already. Is that something, number one, that you would consider? And number two, do you think that's a valid, good strategy for Chinese artists to sort of spread their brand and become better known, say in the States or Europe or somewhere like that?
I have no idea.
Yeah, maybe nobody knows. Yeah, I think it's a lot of experimentation with it right now.
Yeah, because
going
I
on.
never really see lots of Western fans at my concerts in States yet. So
I'll be front row next time. You'll see me.
yeah, help me.
You'll have two in the front, yeah.
He will bring lots of fans here. Yay.
Okay. Other questions? Okay, over there. Is there a microphone? Thanks.
Oh, sorry. Do you mind if I ask in Chinese to Jolin?
No problem.
No problem.
因为好像你一直都是 Jolin 一直是舞曲见长的嘛，从刚开始的布拉格广场到舞娘到我呸，然后到今天刚发布的 I Wanna Know，就是这几年来，你觉得你在舞曲方面有什么成长吗？或者说和之前刚开始的时候，你的曲风或者说你的作品有什么变化吗？
我的变化还蛮大的，我喜欢的东西不太一样，然后有越来越多的自己的个性跟想法在里面，所以不同的时期专辑里面的舞曲我都有，喜欢的东西不太一样，然后会越来越多就是不同的混搭的方式，因为现在的音乐有蛮多都是。很多的元素加在一起，所以就越来越好玩，我觉得。
To be fair, we'll take one question in Swedish now.
Oh, really?
Anybody?
Exactly.
Yeah. Who wants to give it
To
a try?
balance things out. No takers. Over here in the front row. Thanks.
I cannot speak Swedish. I'm sorry, but this is Hayes from China Radio International Hit FM. And I follow Alesso from this year's Summer Sonic to Storm Beijing. I found there are not a lot of difference between these two sets. So do you have a surprise for Shanghai audience?
Well, yeah, to answer your question, obviously I try to present the same kind of show wherever I go. But yeah, I mean, they're going to be surprised here, like, we have a song, we have a remix that I've never ever played a remix like that ever. And it's also kind of the sound of that remix is quite different from my regular sound or what I'm known for. And yeah, it's gonna be 1 hour of an intense show and good times.
Thank you.
Great.
Alesso, this is your first time in Shanghai?
Yes, it is.
Have you had a chance to get out and see anything yet, or not yet? Just out of curiosity?
Not that much, to be honest,
Yeah.
but I was at an incredible lunch spot yesterday. So
Good. Other questions? There must be. Over there in the fourth row?
Hello, this is a question for Alesso. It is learned that you have collaborated with Leanna Lewis for the upcoming album, right? So how's that? And by comparison, what's the difference between to collaborate with a Chinese artist like Jolin and a British artist? Thanks.
well, obviously different, but in good ways. For example, with Leona, I was in the actual studio with her in LA. This was through online while I was touring, so it was obviously quite more stressful maybe, but the results what that matters, and we're all happy with the results. So yeah, different but in good ways.
Jolin, I know you've collaborated with Japanese artists before. Was Alesso the first Western artist, like from Europe, that you've collaborated with? Or in a
Yeah, I think so. It's the very first sexy DJ.
Thank you. Wow.
It's hard to see. Question in the back. Any questions?
I think she has a question over there.
Fourth row on the. Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lisa Marie. This question is kind of for both of you. I think you touched on this a little before. It's about collaboration. I was in Skrillex's panel earlier, and he mentioned that all of his collaborations kind of happen organically. Nothing is really like set up. I know you guys mentioned you had a phone call and you clicked on the phone. Typically, in other collaborations, how do those come about, or do you just organically kind of run into people?
So what was the last thing you said?
In whether it was like for you guys together or other collaborations that either of you have worked on outside of each other, how do you typically meet the other person, or how do they come about?
For me, it's always been different. Sometimes, you meet at events and you talk to people and be like, yeah, let's do it, and then it happens, and sometimes it doesn't. With Leona, I met her in Las Vegas while I was DJing, and she went, we should do a song, and I said, yeah, let's do it. And well, wait, what? I talked to Jolene over the phone, but with Leona, we haven't even finished the song. We're still working on it. But that was through Vegas. When I collaborated with Tove Lo, it was in Sweden, in the studio, back and forth for a lot of days. And with Ryan Tedder, it was a lot of online too, because he's constantly touring too, and has all these other great projects. So for me, it's always been the different situation.
How about with you? When collaborations have come up, has it just been you admired somebody, so reached out, or has it just been lots of different ways? How does a typical collaboration arise?
Most of the collaboration I've done before, it's all through like separate recording, and I haven't really do it at the same time in the same studio, but I think that would be fun, would be interesting, because we can get to change everything right away. Yeah. So next time.
Next time, definitely.
Sweden.
Come to Sweden.
Any questions?
Got over there.
Let's see. In back on the over there.
Oh, that.
It's hard to
Well, I
see.
think. All right. I can't see anything either.
Bring your sunglasses.
Well, tack för din tid. I want to ask you that, yeah, it's Swedish. I want to ask you that because Jolin, she's already a superstar here in Asia, and some people called you that maybe you can be above that Swedish House Mafia or Avicii. So what do you think about this title?
Sorry, what you say? That I was what?
Some people say that you might be above that Swedish House Mafia and Avicii. So what do you think about this title?
I don't think I'm above
He
anyone.
is.
No, I don't think I'm above anyone. But it's definitely, it feels great to be compared to big DJs, electronic DJs like them. So that I'm even close to their level is, highly appreciated from my side, definitely.
Tack så mycket.
Oh,
Is
he's
this a
speaking
song?
Swedish. No, he was speaking Swedish.
Any
ahead.
plans to perform this song outside of China in any other stops, any other concerts, the U.S., or not yet? Still shaping up the collaboration.
If we will, we'll see. We'll see. You never know.
The schedules match up and it works out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great. Any other questions? Oh, sorry,
Right
right
over
front.
Okay, I have a question to Jolin. In your next concert plans, will you enlarge the proportion of the EDM, or you have another idea in this? And the concert plan, what time is it? Yeah, you can answer it in Chinese. Many fans is here.
You mean my new music?
The next concert.
Next concert?
Yeah.
Because I just done one. Hopefully next year when I release my albums, I can come along with my next tour. Yes.
Do you see the other artists, the other Asian artists? I mean, do you identify this as a trend, really, that more and more pop stars in Asia, the benefits of collaboration we've spoken about? Have you heard other stories? Have you seen this as a very strong trend that should continue? Or do you think it will change or adapt? These things tend to last a while, maybe change a little bit. Any idea what will happen?
I think it's the two artists that really, really match, or they do share the same vibe. Yeah, that's the most important thing.
Chemistry is really important.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Front row? Yeah. Microphone in the front row?
Yeah.
Yeah, over there. Okay.
I'm going to repeat his question because I think he had an interesting question which didn't quite get across. Jolin, now that you've done this collaboration with Alesso, do you think it will influence your music in the future to have more of an EDM element or more of an electronic element than previously you had? I think that was his first question.
Oh, okay. Maybe, I think, because that might change some of my music in the future, but I wouldn't say no, because I like to try new stuff. And yeah, of course.
And Alesso, how about your music after this experience? Anything that may change, or just more of an Asian influence, or hard to know? Just depends.
Well, this is probably the biggest change I've ever done, in a awesome way. And we'll see. Like, I don't have any plans on albums or anything really, but always trying to push the boundaries and trying to be, push my kind of sound, but also in general, I Want to Know is a very different sounding song. It's probably one of the slowest songs I've ever put out as a single, so that's new to me too. And yeah, I think what Jolin said too, she also said, I'm always going to be open for new kinds of possibilities and sounds and beats, and because I don't want to repeat myself. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Okay, I think we have time for one more question, so let's make it a good one. Anybody? Okay. So it's really, anything, if you guys want to wrap up with, obviously, we're really excited to hear the song tonight. You'll perform it tomorrow at the Storm Festival. So that will be terrific. I think most of the people in the room will attend that, so look forward to it. Really want to thank you guys both for being here and sharing the experience of the collaboration. It's really unique to have two superstars from the West and Asia to really do such a high-profile song and to be together. So, I think, at least from my point of view, we have such high hopes for these kinds of collaborations, which can really bring together the best of the West and the best of Asia and really just open up whole kinds of new music to huge new fan bases. So, we really wish it great success, and thank you guys so much for being here.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.